we are going to get into this as much. Okay. Anyway, listen. Welcome, everybody, to episode 2 of Rumor Has It. Listen, I have so many things to actually talk about. I'm working on some really exciting stuff, but I wanted to actually condense this little get together to get everything going. Okay, so where are we at? I'm trying to get in the middle of the vertical shot, but let's try it this way. I'm trying to get in the middle of the vertical shot in case anybody is actually watching this on their cell phone. Okay, yeah. I think I'm pretty much in here. Okay, y'all, let's get into this, all right? Because there is so much going on. Okay. First thing that is going on, I know everybody is asking about what is going on in Diddy. Why can't I get this shot right? Okay, first thing, I know everybody is asking about what's going on with Diddy. What is going on with Diddy? It is quite simple. Diddy has gotten his way once again. If you want to call it that, the Diddyites are going crazy. Saying that they won. And the only thing that Diddy actually won is he gets to go to the jail he wants. Woo! Let freedom ring. Let freedom ring. Our Martin Luther King, our ghetto superstar, literally gets to go to the jail that he wants. Congratulations, Diddy. You did it. You did it. You did it. Again, listen, the Diddyites are calling this a win. I call it embarrassing. I call it humble. Listen, would I prefer for Diddy to be in jail for at least, okay, I'm not going to say the rest of his life, right? Because at the end of the day, he didn't murk anybody. But would I prefer him to be actually in jail for years? Yeah, I think I would 100% go for him being in jail. Hey, what's up, Tammy? For him being in jail for at least, 6 to 10 years. All right. Judge Aaron was actually very, very astute with what he could actually do. Judge Aaron, I'm trying to get in the middle of the screen. I'm not just jumping around because, I like to jump around. The whole point of the fact is, let me see if I move over this way. Will this help? The whole point of the matter is that Judge Aaron, listen, at the end of the day, Judge Aaron did what he could. The sad part is not that Diddy got 40 months. The sad part is the fact that most people that actually get convicted of SMEC stuff and this, that, and a third, the sad part is they only get in 18, 20 months. There's not that many months that one can get actually easily, if you feel what I'm saying. Anyway, let's look at the letter that the prosecution wrote Diddy, trying to be smart. They said, yes, you can have your pick of any jail you want to go to. Now, I will say this, right? I find it odd that he wants to stay in Fort Dix. I really, really do find it odd. Diddy's team, he is paying millions a week to his lawyers. It's been reported, okay? At least that's what the streets are saying. And judging by the way Diddy was mad he didn't get out of probation, I think it's right. I think that those numbers are correct. But see, here's the thing. Diddy's team is really, really, really going out of their way, right? Diddy's team is really, really, really going out of their way to make everything how do I say that? Well, let me just say it. Maybe, listen, Diddy's team has been very, very good at threading the needle, okay? Diddy paid his team to find loopholes. When you are rich, you find loopholes. And his lawyers did a good job because, he got off worse than he would have. They did a good job on the lawyers. Now, it was morally corrupt, but they did a good job, okay? I'm sure that Fort Dix somehow is easier for Diddy. Do you think he picked Fort Dix, which is in Jersey, because Diddy supposedly runs Harlem? He got that connect to the Nation of Islam and the Nation of Islam. Well, I don't want to say Nation of Islam, but he does have a connection to the Nation of Islam. But do you think it's because Diddy got weight in New York, he would want to be in Fort Dix because the same street ninjas that respect him, maybe they got pulled in Fort Dix. I'm being serious because why would you pick Fort Dix out of all of it? Nobody in your family lives in the New York area. Your mom, who you say you want to spend so much time with, she lives in Miami. You got a house in Miami. I don't think any of your kids have their own home. They're all living under one roof. Now, I don't mean they're living in one apartment. I mean, granted, it's a mansion, right? So, I mean, I guess the mansion got 30 rooms. Might well have your kids living there. But you got a mansion in Star Island. And you got a mansion in Los Angeles. I don't think any of the kids have their own homes. And even if they do, they live in Los Angeles or they live in Miami. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Maybe I am wrong, right? Listen, Jamie says Justin and Chance live in New York City. I wonder if Sarah moved to New York City when the daughter went to school or if they already lived there. Okay, but Diddy said he wanted to spend time with his mama who might not be here much longer. I mean, I hope she is here for many years longer, but you see what I'm saying. Baby Love don't live in New York City. Didn't you say I want to be the best dad I can? I got to be there to check her in, right? Baby Love got to put her hand up onto the glass and be like, Dada, I love you. You know, Baby Love don't live there. The twins don't live there. 85% of his kids don't live. Well, okay, not 85, but 75% of his kids don't live in, y'all see, I had to do the math. 75% of his kids don't actually live in the New York area. Again, why did you want to do the New York area? Even Justin living in New York, I heard Justin was just staying there temporarily. Chance is in college, so she ain't leaving her algebra or geometry. What is she in physics? She ain't leaving her physics class. She isn't leaving her anthropology. She isn't leaving her civil engineering classes. She ain't leaving her marketing classes to go visit her daddy in Fort Dix. Again, it's a very, very odd choice, I think. Now, Fort Dix, it's one of the largest, but even then, there are cushier. There are cushier federal jails. Why Fort Dix? I think it's because Diddy might know that he might need some protection in jail, right? I think a lot of people that might be locked up might have trauma from people that did, alleged what Diddy's been alleged to do, because he has like about 100 civil suits. So I think that there might be a lot of people that might be on Diddy, either to extort him, either to, lean on him like lean on him, right? And then send him up the pot. Lean on you there. Anyway, I think there might be people that want to lean on him, might extort him, might pressure him. Maybe people want to see what that thing do. I like that, daddy. Like Meek Mills and Diddy. Oh yeah, make those waves move. I like that, daddy. Maybe they want to see what that thing do. Maybe they say, oh, you like rubbing stuff on your chesticles? Come here, you about to be swimming in it, right? They heard what Diddy's into, and they're like, oh, we got something for you. Or maybe Diddy wants respect. Maybe he wants to run. I'm just throwing things out there because it has to be some benefit to him that you move so far away from Baby Love, so far away from your family. Now, it could be that Diddy plans to relocate all of his family and his alleged harem to New York City. My Young Miami still tweeting, my man, my man, my man, my man. And I said, wow. Imagine being that broke. I'm being serious. And that morally bankrupt that you singing my man, my man, my man. But I will say, I hope for her sake that Diddy's changed. And listen, I know Young Miami, I know she got watches, she got bags, she got a Rolls or whatever. I don't care what she got. She's standing by Diddy like the rent is due. She's standing by Diddy like she can't get it herself. And here's the thing. If you need a Chanel purse, and this goes for anyone, to walk into a room and make you feel like someone, fine. I think that's sad, but okay, like whatever. You ain't killing nobody, do your thing. But It's just sad that someone that maybe we just had too much respect for her at one point was running the rap game, had Carisha Please, all this stuff. You literally you're not even the main chick. You are still trying to secure your spot in the harem. I'm talking about my man, my man, my man. I love my baby, which I mean, okay. That's what Christian's girlfriend was saying about him, but I guess you like that real and you were like, okay, we gonna do this, right? Trishawn, what's up? Trishawn said maybe Diddy was thinking about something else when he picked Fort Dix. Much love, T said, oh, thank you. I hope your day's going good too. No, but honestly, like anybody around Diddy at this point, and I'm not, because I don't see any of his billionaire friends, they might be standing by him, but they in the background because they got sense. But everybody else out there drumming is sad. Because all he did was put money in your pocket. And it's like, you really don't think you could get money on your own, or you don't think you could get this much money, and you willing to do whatever you can just to be a kept woman by hook, crook. I mean, get it how you live it. And I'm God. All right. Because let me tell you something. The people that be doing that stuff, they're the main people that are praying that Instagram never goes out of style. Why? Because they need Instagram to propagate a fake life. When you are with a man who is like Diddy, has been accused of being by all these girls, and I don't care what anybody says, people don't treat people differently. Yeah, they seem like they treat you differently when you have something they need. But as soon as you are no longer useful to them, that's when they treat you like everyone else. It's like when you go out to dinner and they say, watch the way your friends or people around you talk to wait staff, right? Not because, oh, Baba, it means that, like, no, dummy, they're not talking to you like that right now because they want something from you. They want to kiss. They want to wiggle. They think you're funny. They put you on a pedestal. They think you're beautiful. They think you have value because you're new, you're shiny. Of course, they're not going to treat you like they treat talking to the waitress. Of course, they're not going to treat you like their ex because they want something from you. You have this value, this mystery. There's something about you that delights them that they're trying to get to the bottom of. But that's called the honeymoon stage. Once they get used to you, and you are no longer on a pedestal and you're no longer shiny and you are a human being that they need to relate to, or there's nothing they want out of you anymore. That's when the real person shows, because they have no reason to be fake or phony to send their representative to you anymore, because they're like, for what? And that's where you see the real person. That's why people tell you, always marry a kind man, always marry a generous man. Doesn't mean he's rich. It just means he's generous in spirit. Always marry a kind woman and a generous woman, not a pushover, but somebody that is generous of spirit. Because when all the bells and whistles wear off and you're in a real relationship where there's still love and attraction, but the representatives are gone, right? They will treat you well. Listen to the way they treated the last person, because you will be treated like that one day, even though nobody ever wants to believe it. So it's weird to me when I see people lining up because you think you're going to be different and you get this ego boost because you think you're going to be different, and you will be different for a while. But baby, all things come full circle. All things come full circle. Anyway, right? Listen. Anyway, listen. Oh, Jamie says, I guess Justin is up there living with Misa. But are Misa and Diddy that tight? I'm being serious. I mean, I know clearly they have aligned goals, Justin. They got a kid together, but I never got the impression that Misa and Diddy were that tight, you know? And Jamie said all his ride or die women don't live nowhere near the Upper East Coast, but Gina is down to move for wherever for him. You know, I heard that like Diddy started cutting off payments for people's rent to his harem because he gonna need that money. I think Gina's is just gonna be cut off in 3, 2, 1. Baby Love's popsicle allowance is probably going to be bigger than Gina's, but that's just what I think. Anyway, the Diddy letter, let's put this Diddy letter up here really quick. The inner city press said Diddy dockets on Diddy's request for Fort Dix. They've given out. Listen, let me zoom this in for you guys so you don't think. 1 second. Here we go. So, oh my God. Hold on. You know me and technology. Jesus Christ. Okay. So the Diddy docu said on behalf of oh, okay. So that's what it is. So this is the one that came up yesterday. We gotta read it. I already read it. Rumors have it, but oddly enough, or maybe not, the government was being petty. They said, okay, fine. We don't care if he comes to Fort Dix. And that's what Diddy don't realize. You are very close to the Southern District of New York. The Southern District of New York is like, yes, we welcome you being closer. We have connections to Fort Dix. Please, please, sir. Yes, we'll get your thing. The government's like, you can go to Fort Dix if you want. I mean, sure, why not? You got our silver approval. They also were like, oh, yeah, you don't got to pay $5,000 because on September 30th, some law changed. So you cool. The fact that the prosecution did not oppose Fort Dix. They said Diddy can go to Fort Dix if they want. If I was Diddy, I'd have been like, I don't know if I want to go to Fort Dix. I mean, right? I don't know. I really would be like, you know how like when your enemy, I'm like that. Like when your enemy is like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, wait, I don't want that anymore. What are you up to? And you know, that's me. When I don't trust anybody, I be in a stare off like, what are you up to? No, after you. Oh, you're going before me? Hold on. Maybe I want to go first. Wait, literally, because you never know. It turns into this word game where I'm just like, yeah, what's going on? So the fact that the government gave in so easy, if I was Diddy, I'd be like, what do y'all got planned? Why is it so? Why we expect a little bit of a fight. Why are you so cool for me to go to Fort Dix? But Diddy already requested Fort Dix, so Fort Dix it is. I will say the Southern District of New York has a lot of connections to Fort Dix. They don't run Fort Dix, but as far as the Bureau of Prisons, connections, all this other stuff, it's really, really too close for comfort. Now, if you move them to Arkansas, Alabama, I'd be like, okay, the Southern District of New York is going to get out my business. But here's the thing. I guess that's good for Diddy if Diddy ever plans on, if he's truly rehabilitated. That's the thing with Diddy. If you are truly rehabilitated, then you don't have nothing to worry about. We talked about this yesterday where people are like, oh my God, Diddy going to appeal, Diddy going to get out. Bill Cosby appealed and he did win his appeal, but most appeals take about 2 years to come in front of the court. So if Diddy files his appeal now, and I still haven't seen the paperwork for the appeal. So who knows if they're really filing, but if they do file an appeal, because there's a money cost to everything. And I've heard that Diddy's cash flow, well, baby, it's not looking as merry as it used to, I'm not saying that Santa is going to miss the Combs residents this year, but like Rudolph might be eating a little less. What do reindeers eat? Might be eating a few less candy canes this year. What do reindeers eat? I'm talking about fictional reindeers. Candy canes? Gingerbread cookies? What did Rudolph eat? Rudolph, what did he eat? They never show him feeding. What do they eat? Anyway, right? I mean, what did Santa feed the reindeers? Because he had to do something to have them flying. I'm assuming it was some type of magic candy canes, gingerbread cookies, or that type of ilk, But anyway, who knows if they'll apply the appeal, right? Because the appeal is going to cost Diddy through the nose. It's going to, and if I was a lawyer, I'd be like, listen, you got 40 months. For good behavior, they say count 10 months of every year. Take 2 months off if you stay out of good behavior, right? That's assuming that Diddy doesn't star in a real life revival of what's it called? Oz, and Diddy won't be out of BC. Right? Unless Diddy stars in a real life adaptation of Oz, he'll probably be out for good behavior. As long as nobody eating his food, taking his lunch money, or making him twirl, So you got that going on with Diddy. But the thing is, that appeal is costing him money. Okay, fine. Appeal is costing him money. Fine, fine, fine. I think that Diddy's cash flows must have. This is not him paying 50 or 100,000 for lawyers, baby. This is costing him his fortune. So it's kind of like, are you going to spend another 5-8 million, or at least another 5 million on an appeal that's going to come up in 2 years? So you think about it, 10 months for each year, right? 10 times 4. Well, he has 40 months. Time served is, no, he has 50 months. So 10 times 4 is 40 months, right? He already served 12 or 13 months. That's 28 months. And his appeal, time served, right? And his appeal will take about 2 years to come up. So Diddy, right when his appeal, and it could be more, but it's going to take about 2 years for his appeal to come up. He'll be right there as to being released. So are you going to spend all that money for something that may come up about the same time as release? No, being in jail, maybe those 6 months mean everything. Maybe you're just like, I don't care if I got to spend 10 million. Get me out of here. I'm a celebrity. Okay, fine. But y'all feel what I'm saying, right? Okay. So there's that going on. All right. Now, there's also to the whole thing about like, why does, and thank you again for a super chat, Trishawn, thank you. And there's also that thing about like, why in the world would Diddy say Fort Dix? I don't know. I think because he doesn't want to be harassed, and the people in Fort Dix, probably the same street ninjas that's running Harlem, Uptown, and all this other stuff, they run in Fort Dix and they can keep Diddy protected. That's what I think. Because even though Diddy might be a criminal mastermind, everybody needs to. And you know what? You think Diddy's going to be extorted in jail? I mean, listen, I'm not a jailbird. But if I was, oh baby, woo, I would be calling. Fort Dix is all men, right? I would be calling my girl or guy, whatever you're into, he, she, them, they, it's a rainbow. I would be calling my person at home and be like, what you want? A Birkin? You want some new Chanel slide? Baby, we got it. I would be extorting the mess out of Diddy. I would be a jailhouse bully. I would be don't even ask me how. I would be threatening electrocution, waterboarding. Don't even ask me how I would get this, but like, yeah, it would be Lord of the Flies in that bitch. And I would be the main person being like, let's get this money. Literally, I would be torturing him at night, literally clicking the jail. 1, 2, Tisa's coming for you. I would be extorting that mug. Why not? And he got a million kids. So don't tell me the money. And we already know you know how to get cash off the books, and you know how to roll up that brown paper bag and drop it there. Please, we would get a band of like Lord of the Flies in that bitch and be like, what you want? 10K for you, 20K, 30K. Hold on, y'all. We have to keep it under $500,000. And there's 30 of us. You know what? F it. We going up to $1 million this year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Literally, we're like literally sharpening, what do you call it? Sharpening. What do they do in the movie? Sharpening toothbrushes. We wish you turning them into shanks. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you no, it's turn. No. You gotta be like, turn, You gotta be like, literally, well, I'd be practicing in the mirror. Why not? There's 30 of us. We got split $500,000. You know what? Screw it. Let's take it to $1 million. We on the way up. I would be extorting right now. If I was part of the criminal people in Fort Dix, and this is all fictional, I would never want any harm to belie Diddy. This is just a joke. I'm not seriously saying that the people of Fort Dix need to sit down. I would never imply that the good inmates of Fort Dix need to sit down and figure out how they are going to extort Diddy, right? I would never imply that. I would never imply that if they just like, put a little pressure, lean on them, it's going to be a very, very merry Christmas, And especially if you lean on like, I would never imply that. But I am saying fictional, Tisa would be like, you know what? We getting We getting Christmas presents this year. Put some money. I need more oodles and noodles. And no, I don't want the spicy chicken. We getting spicy creamy shrimp. No, it's spicy creamy chicken. I don't want the regular chicken noodle. We getting spicy creamy the ramen noodles. Remember when they came out with those creamy ramen noodles? I never. I remember I was eating them and I'm like, what in tar? Like, if you don't just put some, they were so not bad, just like, why? What's the point of this? I'm either eating the noodles and then drinking the broth. I'm saying the hell with the broth and just putting some butter, salt, and pepper and tossing the noodles in that. I never understood the point of the creamy ramen. I don't even think, do they sell those anymore? Because they were a flop in my book. But you know, I am a ramen kind of, well, no longer. I'm on a health journey. But prior, I was a ramen connoisseur, if you will. In any case, right? In any case, I think what the most important thing is, I want to say to everybody is, please, please, please do not extort Diddy. Please do not make Diddy clean your shoes with his tongue. Please do not make Diddy clean everybody's toilet. Please do not make Diddy a pass around. Don't do that. That would be very, very, very bad. That would be very, very bad. That would be, wait, Jessica Kaima said, you got to get real ramen, not instant. You know, Jessica Kaima, let me just say something, right? Maybe I was just raised on oodles and noodles. I actually prefer oodles and noodles to real ramen. Now, don't hear me out. Real ramen's good. But every time I go out for real ramen, and there was this one place in New York, I forget what it's called. It was in Lower East Side, where the ramen guy had like toured all over Japan and found the secrets of ramen and all this stuff. And there was a long line to get in. So, you know, I waited. Because it was nice outside. No, it was a little chilly, but it doesn't matter. It was nice enough, and we were chopping it up and this and that, and I saw a few things I wanted to see in the line. So, but the point of the matter is, I had that ramen, and the broth was really good. And the ramen, and it could be also, I don't eat pork, so I had to get the vegetarian broth and maybe the pork broth, because that's the main thing. Maybe that the one that's pork mixed with chicken stock broth, that probably was better because that's the original. But I had like the vegetable broth, and because those are the only two options they had. And I remember sitting there thinking, you know what, this is good. But yo, if they would have just tossed up some oodles and noodles and thrown that in the broth, it would have been perfection. It would have been perfection. And that's when I was like, you know what? I really honestly do think and believe that ramen, real ramen, if I had a ramen shop, I would make the stock and then I would throw oodles and noodles in and not tell anybody. Baby, it'll be a thing, right? Listen. Okay, so the whole point of the matter is nobody in Fort Dix extort Diddy. Nobody in Fort Dix pass Diddy around. Nobody in Fort Dix get Christmas presents for their deserving family and friends from Diddy's fortune. Nobody. Treat that man with respect, okay? Speaking of which, right, when it comes to the Diddy stuff, yeah, I wonder what the next steps are going to be, because again, even if he gets that appeal, because they'll hear you out for an appeal, even if he does get the like on the appeal docket, it's going to be at least a year, probably around 2 years until his appeal actually is heard. All right, right? Listen. Marilyn K. Williams said, Tisa, I read that Diddy actually moved and they said maybe he wants to be closer to his family and maybe that's a better place to be. His family does not live in New York. Chance goes to NYU. Maybe Justin lives in New York City. Baby Love don't live in New York. His mama definitely don't live in New York unless he plans to move his whole family to New York. And I will say that if he planned to move his whole family to New York, is that because even though he can't intimidate people anymore, he wants his whole base in New York. So any of the victims that come out and speak about him, namely probably Cassie, wouldn't feel comfortable in New York because they would be running into his people. I don't know. I hope Diddy literally learns to let go of all this, whatever is going on. And again, the ball's in his court. If he's truly rehabilitated, then he don't have nothing to worry about. If he's not, baby, you never beat the feds. Look how much they came for John Gotti. Look how many times when the feds want to take you down and they think you're dirty, they get you again and again and again. The only, and I mean the only thing that would ever change that, the only thing that would ever change that is for whatever reason, the only thing that would ever change that is for whatever reason I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The only thing that would ever change that is if you actually were rehabilitated. Because if you weren't, the feds are going to get you again. You know, even with all of them, you change your ways, but I don't know how many people are actually going to change their ways. Jamie said probably selling the house he has in Cali to pay these bills and then move the girls to NC. But who's he selling that house to? He tried to sell the house before, and all the agents, because they knew he was desperate for money, was like, I'll give you $10 for it. That house is worth millions. And the agents are like, I'll give you $10 for it. No, I'll give you 20. Okay, I'll give you 59.99. They were low balling, right? They said he's asking to be placed in New Jersey. It's what they used to call Club Fed, the jail's racquetball court, sports teams, and music room. He's claiming they have a great drug rehabilitation. I hear you, but there's other really, really nice federal jails too that are closer to home. But you know what? At the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, Diddy knows why he's doing whatever. Speaking of which, let's talk about somebody closely associated with Diddy, shall we? Let's talk about J-Lo and Ben. Y'all, hold on. Let me get my phone. Yo, let's talk about J-Lo and Ben stuff, because that's, to me, the real story. Did y'all see J-Lo and Ben? Let me tell y'all something. First of all, let me give you a primer, okay? So listen, J-Lo says her new movie wouldn't have been made without, but I have a video, but I have to give y'all the primer. J-Lo said her new movie wouldn't have been made without Ben Affleck, okay? And when I read this, I said, you know what? At this point, Jennifer Lopez is actively involved in her own humiliation ritual. Actively involved in her own humiliation ritual. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if her and Ben spin the block one more time and get married and divorced. Married and divorced, And then I start thinking, I guess after dating Diddy, Ben Affleck is a catch. And it made me think, as much of a mess and a cheater and all this other stuff as Ben Affleck is, what type of mess goes on in Hollywood that he's still like, I'll take him. He's better than nothing. They were photographed while chatting they had a surprise reunion at New York City premiere of her movie Kiss the Spider Woman, okay? And again, you guys, just hear me out. I don't think J-Lo and Ben are ever leaving each other alone, okay? Because one, her excuse is done. I'm pretty sure she doesn't need Ben to finance any of her movies. Wait till you see this video, right? And she's using these films as an excuse to still work with them. But again, it could be the other way around, because Ben, why are you still financing J-Lo's movies, okay? And again, maybe this is Ben's way of keeping her around because he doesn't want to be married to her. Meaning, maybe Ben's one of those people that you always got to see a perpetual girlfriend, because as soon as you say you're a wife, all of a sudden, I can't breathe. I'm married. I can't breathe. And they somehow act like they got a chain around the neck. Look at this mess. Hold on. Where is the thing? Hold on, y'all. 1 second. Here it is. Look at this mess. Look at him and J-Lo's face. Let me zoom in on this just in case y'all can't see this, because this deserves a zoom in. Hold on. This deserves a zoom in. 1 second, y'all. Oh God, technology. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Zoom in on this. Do y'all see this? Do y'all see this? Why is he talking this close to her? And J-Lo looks like she is like, oh yeah, like literally. Look at this mess, and look at the co-stars. They're like, oh God, these two. He rolled his eyes and walked away. Look at this. Look at this. They're like they're about to start kissing. This is foreplay. This man humiliated you, had you crying, ruined your whole career. Or I guess you ruined your own career, right? Had you doing soft corn on tour. Look the guy in the white. He rolls his eyes. Look. Oh God. Walks away. Look at this. They might as well be kissing. And J-Lo. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yo, I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you one thing, right? This is, listen, I wouldn't be surprised if they got married and then not, and the inevitable divorce, okay? Because this body language says it all. Listen, they are not done with each other. I feel sorry for any of their future partners because they are going to be at this forever. They are going to be at this forever. Let me read, while y'all watching this on playback, let me read what J-Lo said about this. Again, we can get ready for another album with J-Lo. Did y'all see when J-Lo said that she has a voice for Broadway and sometimes it's too big for a pop album? I said, you know what? I appreciate J-Lo, and I honestly appreciate the way that like she has a lot of faith in her singing ability. And honestly, isn't her tour sold out? So I guess people do think she can sing. I guess that person that thinks she can sing is just not me. But at the end of the day, do you really need to be a singer to this? Anyway, J-Lo said, where did she say? She said that this movie wouldn't have been made without Ben. She's opening up about the pivotal role her ex-husband Ben Affleck played behind the scenes in her new film, Kiss of the Spider Woman. Speaking on a recent episode of CBS Sunday Morning, she recalled a conversation with Ben. You know, I told him, this is a role that I was born to play, and I wanted to do it. And he said, okay. And he helped that make it happen. Lopez stars in Ingrid Luna, the musical / movie. Oh my God, this is a musical. Oh God. What do we ever do to deserve a J-Lo musical? Why is this a musical? What do we ever do to deserve this? Oh my God. Ugh. You guys have to know, I am one of those people. I do not enjoy musicals. I don't like it when they're in the middle of like, hey, are there any chips around? And they're like, what? Are there any chips? Do you have some? Or the modern musicals, do you have any chips? Cause I'm so hungry. I need chips. That's how corny. I hate musicals. I mean, I'll go to Broadway, but in movies, I don't. I was the one in Wicked where I was like, this is too much singing. I don't care how good. Yes, Cynthia Verow can sing. Yes, Ariana Grande got the voice of an angel. I don't want to hear. I did not come to hear you sing. I'll go to Broadway for singing. And it's always something like, oh, and just like, okay, whatever, right? So I already am not a musical fan. And now we got to listen to J-Lo sing a music. Well, by we, I mean you. Because I'm not sitting through this shit. I don't even care if it comes on Netflix. I'm not sitting through it. Cut to me, I'm probably going to be doing a review on the musical in a year. Because I did watch J-Lo's album, Astro, whatever that steampunk, the one thing that ruined her career. What's the thing that came out on Amazon? It got such bad reviews on TikTok. I actually went out of my way to watch it because I was like, wait, how bad could it be? I mean, I expected it to be bad, but like, you guys are acting like this is the worst thing I'm ever going to ever see in my life. And I said, at that point, I owe my eyeballs to watch something that could be the floor of artistic expression that I will measure everything else in my life I see artistically and put that on the floor. right? I said, I owe it to myself. I owe it to myself. And I saw it and I was like, okay, J-Lo's voice is paper thin. She cannot sing, but I felt it. It wasn't that bad. And that's why it's weird that when J-Lo was getting, oh, this is how you know J-Lo is 50 something, right? Because she doesn't understand TikTok. The fact that because J-Lo after that started shutting people's pages down and striking them if they were talking bad about the film. J-Lo, we are not in 2006 anymore where you can control media. And if it's good reviews, people will go see it. You're, you're, that should, whatever it was, that creation could have gone the distance. Why? It could have gone the distance. Why? Because think about it. It could have become a cult classic, something so bad that that's what it was. It was so bad it became good. And if she had just let people do it, people would have hate watched it, or they would have did what I did. I saw so many bad reviews of people laughing. I said, I want to laugh. How bad is this? And it wasn't that bad. She messed up her own publicity tour by trying to stop all that negative publicity. But you know what? It is what it is. Again, the fact that the movie wouldn't have been made, J-Lo, you do not need Ben's money to make a movie. And Ben, you don't need to be making a movie with J-Lo. So clearly, that's how I think maybe this is how he's keeping her around, by funding her movies and hoping she'll win like an Oscar, But I think that there's a reason why Ben Affleck, I don't know if Ben Affleck is I don't know. Anyway, this is the raw. They said, let's get back into this. Lopez stars as Ingrid Luna, a music in the musical slash movie. Boo! And it's also an executive producer, as is Ben. Elsewhere in the interview, she readily acknowledged that Ben financed the project via him and Matt's production company, Artist Equity. They said the movie wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for him and Artist Equity. That is right, and I'll always give him that credit. Anyway, J Lo is into. They said J Lo is into her. She's into. Get this. Kiss the Spider Woman premiered at Sunday's Film Festival with an emotional Jennifer Lopez telling the press she had been waiting for this moment my whole life. When you talk about the importance of musicals, the reason I even wanted to be in this business was because my mom would sit me in front of a TV. We come on once a year. West Side Story on Thanksgiving. I remember I was just mesmerized. I was like, that's what I want to do. That was always my goal. This is the first time I actually got to do it. This crowd made my dream come true. So nobody's saying that it is good. I assume I'll be doing a laughing recap of it in a year. J-Lo and Ben, I feel sorry for their partners. They are never leaving each other alone. And J-Lo and Ben, they seem to have a humiliation kink for each other. Well, actually J-Lo, because Ben don't never come across humiliated. Every time he's done with J-Lo, he's like, ew, yuck. Ew, cooties. Can't believe I laid down with that dog. Now I got fleas. She's always nagging me. Ben, don't take a drink. Ben, don't do heroin. Ben, don't do opium. Ben, you can't drink apple. You can't drink scotch at your kids. I'm just joking. We don't know if Ben does any of that. Oh, she gets on my nerves. She's always telling me when I say I feel stressed out and I want to do a bump of Coca-Cola. She's always like, why don't you go exercise? That feels good. Oh, shut up, J-Lo. Ben does nothing. But where's my phone? Ben does nothing but curse J-Lo out all the time when he leaves her, ruins her reputation, says she's the worst thing ever. And the thing is, maybe he's right because she always comes back. So is he telling the truth? And you are the worst thing ever? Or I don't know. Listen, oh my God. Did you guys hear about one of Diddy's men called Cassie a blank dumpster? A CU dumpster? Now, pardon me if I'm wrong, and I might be wrong, but can a hooker, an entertainer, an escort? I think that the government rule, or Judge Aaron ruled that they were all prostitutes, right? Paid. Can you ever call somebody a blank dumpster if you are a Smex worker? Is that appropriate? I don't know. I don't know. I try not to slut shame people. I am not a blank, and this is no shade if you are a blank worker. Get it how you live it. But if you are a blank worker, and if you are a blank worker, please come forward to the front of the class. Are you allowed to smut shame people and call somebody a cum bumpster? Because they point out that Cassie slept with people unprotected. And because of that, she's not a victim. I'm not even getting into that. But you slept with her unprotected. You slept with well, I don't know if it's this person, but some of Diddy Smex workers slept with Cassie unprotected. And Cassie was the girlfriend of at one time, one of the hottest people in music. And one of the hottest people in music, and you did that, and he was known to dip and dive, so you were sharing, I don't know, it's weird to me, it's weird. And it's kind of like, I feel like at this point people want to hurt Cassie by besmirching her name, but you cannot be a pass around for pay. And that's what I call escorts. You cannot be a pass around for pay. If I get my money up, I will never. But if other people got their money up, they could have you right there at their door doing God knows what with God knows who. You see what I'm saying? So who are you to call anybody anything? Because it's pot, meat, kettle. You see what I'm saying? It's kind of like, if I don't know, I feel like if you are respected I don't know. Yo, it's weird to me, but maybe it's me. Am I the wrong one? It just seems very, very, very odd to me. It seems like, I will say this though. Who said that? Tails Molasses said, it's given jealousy. Cassie got away with it and is thriving. Ooh, what's up, Will Wallace? Thank you for the super chats. Will Wallace said, I'm here for okay, we're getting to the Ray J scoop. You mean to tell me this dude got $5 million from the Kardashians and he still won't shut up? I guess Ray J want 10, Will. But Will Wallace said, I'm here for the Ray J scoop. Okay. We're going to get into, because Will was so generous, we're going to get into the Ray J scoop. Okay. All right. Let me stop messing around and get into the Ray J scoop. But yeah, can somebody tell me? But here's the one thing I'll say. I'm talking about this because, I mean, that's what I do for a living, right? Give my opinion. I will say this. Cassie got $30 million. She ain't thinking about nothing or nothing. Maybe you should have been a blank dumpster and you might have 30 million too. I don't know. Something ain't matching. Cassie looked like she brushing her teeth. She looked like she putting lip chapstick on. She looked like she using Dove body wash and the lotion. Cassie looking like she doing good, right? So I don't know. Her husband got a face. Her husband got a body. Her husband is the type of person where she don't gotta be embarrassed and keep that mess in the hotel room. She can hold his hand and take him outside, and people are like, wait, I don't know who's more attractive, you or him. Cassie, I don't know. And again, not to make light of what she did, but I don't know. Sometimes things are giving jealous. This is anybody. This could be to anybody who is jealous of Cassie. I can see why, because people are still, whoever, just in general, you still out there like begging this and that and like being paid per the hour to do God knows what with God knows who. If anybody is a whatever, this isn't directed to anyone. I'm just saying from the outside looking in. And Cassie got somebody that she can be proud of in the dark and outside, $30 million, living the life. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, listen, let's get in here for this. That little thing was not directed at one hooker or escort entertainer per se, but I would say to all. And again, I'm not putting anybody down for blank work. get it how you get it. I think the laws for blank work need to be changed so Diddy like situations don't happen. You know what I'm saying? Because I think because there is a certain amount of illegality to it, um, a lot of dark stuff happens. So don't get me wrong, but I am saying that like Cassie got a man she can walk outside with and be proud of. He got a face, he got body, he got a brain, he can talk, you know, and and he is strong enough that he would never sit in a room while a woman's being beaten up in the next room. He would never sit in a room like a little puppy dog listening to a woman being beat up and then literally being like being paid to entertain another man. What in the world did you call Okay, anyway, let's go. Listen. Listen, at the end of the day, it is what it is. It really, listen, it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. Anyway, let's get into this. Let's flip to the Ray J stuff because that's what everybody wants to hear. If you guys don't know what is going on, Ray J is being sued by Kim K for defamation. Okay. Ray J is being sued by Kim K for defamation. And let me tell you a little bit about the definition. Then we're going to get into Ray J's response because, like Will said, there is a lot of stuff actually going on that we need to actually address. Okay, so this is juicy because I've said this for a while. Okay, so listen to this. Where is it? Let's get into the Ray J, Kim Kardashian mess. I said this a while back, but don't nobody be listening to me. So, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Okay. Okay, so Ray J started it, and he said that he referred Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians to the federal government for a RICO. Okay. Um, I said, I don't see how because I feel like Ray J is in cahoots with the Kardashians. I do remember that whole Christianer thing, and I was like, they are in um, cahoots. Okay. So then Ray J it was said that an Alex Sparrow, so you know Alex Sparrow, he doesn't play, right? Now, Kim and Kim and Chris sued Ray J for defamation in October 2025 after he falsely claimed in a live stream and on TMZ commentary in the United States versus Sean Combs inside the Diddy trial that they were under a federal racketeering investigation. Okay. It states the claims are malicious lies and part of a sustained campaign of harassment and defamation. They said that Ray J made false and serious allegations that they were under a federal RICO investigation. Now, I don't know if he actually said they were under a federal RICO investigation because I remember Ray J saying that he had referred this to the feds for RICO. But if anybody was in Ray J's lives, because half his lives sound like coke fueled rants to me. They really do. Like, it's just like, yo, right? Every time I hear it, I just see New Jack City, never get high off your own supply. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, okay, fine, whatever. I don't be in his lives right now, but I do listen, okay? Now, Chris and Kim wanted to stop the harassment, protect their reputations, and livelihoods, and hold Ray J accountable for exploiting their names and notoriety. The lawsuit accuses Ray J of defamation and harassment, citing a lack of factual basis in the claims. And Ray J's comments were made on a public platform and a documentary linking the Kardashians family to a federal investigation to the rap mogul Diddy. Now, get this. The family is represented by Alex Sparrow, who called the allegations false and serious. Now, here's the thing. Listen, this is an Alex Sparrow special. If I was Ray J, I'd be really, really worried. Alex Alex Spiro is one of the best lawyers. Right now, he's always been at the top, but he is at the tippy top. And it's not just like some Joe Tacopino where he come barking. Because remember when Joe Tacopino came to take over Wendy's case, and Wendy literally got things doubled up. And I said, was this a setup? Were you trying to make her go away forever? No, Alex Spiro walks it like it talks it. He's at the top of his game. Okay. I'll tell you what, I feel like if Alex Spiro was in charge of Diddy's case, Diddy wouldn't have had to pay 10 lawyers. He could have just had one Alex Spiro and he probably would have gotten off. And the fact that Alex Spiro didn't represent Diddy, that was the first instance that made me think that maybe Jay-Z was telling the truth and that Diddy thought they were friends, but right? But okay, we're not going to get into that. Let's not. The whole point is Alex Spiro's on top of this. We all saw what Alex Spiro did with Milagro, where I don't know how much evidence Meg Thee Stallion had going into the lawsuit. I know that morally she definitely had a good argument, right? But once Alex Spiro got into that court, baby, he did the best. He went, forget about a fishing expedition. He pulled in big tunas, right? He was doing deep sea fishing and he got all the evidence that he needed. Or maybe they already knew the evidence and Alex knew where the bodies were buried. It doesn't matter. The point is, what he's doing in the Milagro case, great lawyering. And when I heard his name, I said, oh, I would be worried. But get this, Ray J is not letting up. Because Ray J gave a response. I'm going to play the response for y'all. And then hold on. I'm going to play the response for y'all. And then, okay, hold on. Let's stop this real quick. I'm going to play the response for y'all. And then can y'all hear that? Hold on really quick. Where's the Ray J? Okay.
That shit down, bro.
Okay, hold on.
These bitches already paid me $5 million, bro.
One
and
second.
Trying to, like, make me a slave.
Okay. Let's get into this. So this is Ray J's response, and I'm going to stop it every now and then and put my 2 cents in. This is for you, Mr. Wallace. Okay, wait. Wrong one. This is for you.
I defamed you? How? How I defamed you? You just paid me all this money. You didn't mention that, huh? Go back up. You didn't mention that. But you also didn't mention that you were supposed to tell Hulu to take that shit down, bro. These bitches already paid me $5 million, bro. And they trying to, like, make me a slave, bro. I can show you all the dirty shit they telling me. This ain't even no money. This ain't even no money, bro. Like, this ain't cool. Y'all trying to play with me. Y'all think that I'm on here acting like an ass, like I'm just obsessed. I'm obsessed with you. You obsessed with me. I got all the proof. This is you telling me, please don't tell nobody. You going to jail. This is bribery. And you keep pressing me every year. And I don't want to take this shit no more, bro. I don't want to take y'all fucking money. Like, this is bad. This is not cool. Money is not everything, y'all. Remember that. Money doesn't make you. This is not okay. They need to speak on this. What is this? What is this? What are you doing? What is this? The arbitration shit's out the door, bro. What are you doing? This is hush money from a lie that you created. You went online and said that you didn't do the. You're like, Chris, you told me what to do. You made me shoot another dirty sex tape with your daughter, and you made me do dirty things, yo.
Yeah.
And you made me feel every day like it ain't okay. Like this is not okay. Now, I get by it and I'm having fun and I'm doing my thing. I'm back. Niggas is like, yo, Ray's a good nigga. And then you want to hit me and send cease and desist letters to everybody to make them not be like even hang around me. Like, that shit fucked up. So fuck it. I'm gonna stop there. Stop here. I want y'all to, I need y'all to tell America really what it is, y'all. America deserves to know. Y'all trying to kill the black community. Y'all trying to kill niggas off. I swear to God, I can go deeper than this.
And got a girl look just like Kim K in the background. Shut up, Ray J.
Like, what's fucked up is that this shit bothers me every day when I see my daughter and I see my son. And I'm like, yo, I have 1 year left to make sure that they know who their dad really is.
1 year
So
left.
I go through this, I crash out, and then after that, I shake it off, and then we get back into a good rhythm, and that's what we about to do right now. Like I ain't gonna let this shit like totally turn us into something else. So let's just get back and let's have fun. What y'all see, what y'all see. Y'all know what I'm going through. I don't have no lawyers.
Okay, so that was Ray J, and I know what you're saying. What the hell is Ray J talking about? Well, I will tell you. So I remember there was a time where it was in Kardashian season. I don't know, what is it? Kardashian season 1? No, Kardashian Hulu. Whatever. So remember the season, I think it was 1 or 2, where views were down. They had a multi-million dollar deal with Hulu. The views were down. Hulu was like, what's going on? Nobody's subscribing. Nobody's watching. Not what they expected compared to what they paid. They needed something to drum up attention. Every single time the Kardashians every single time the Kardashian Hulu come on, that's where they start drumming up stuff. Okay, remember that storyline when Ray J was going live saying Kim and Chris paid me to do this and that. I always thought that this was a drummed up storyline, or maybe Ray J thought this was the time to speak up to see if he can get some money off of Kim. In 2023, where they paid him that money, that was the same season where Kanye got on that red eye, got the laptop from Ray J, and then bought it over to Kim. I don't even think Kanye knew it was storyline, but Kim and them knew it was a storyline. And Ray J being on the ones and twos, that actually bought the storyline to actually together. It bought the storyline together. So Ray J's trying to say that they paid him $5 million in hush money. Here's the thing. I think that he's actually really, really worried about this Alex Sparrow thing. I think that this hush money that Ray J claims they were paying him. I think this hush money was actually I think the hush money was actually like advertisement. I'm being serious. I think they paid him $5 million to go out, act a buffoon, act a fool, do whatever. And I think that he did it because Ray J will act a fool for a penny. And this isn't even shade to Ray J. This is his brand. I'm not trying to shade him. And I think that now he's trying to like spin it that this was hush money, but I really think it was payoff for like promotion for the Kardashian Hulus. Because as much as Ray J says they're trying to take down the Black community, Ray J has been perpetrating a lie with the Kardashians. So he's not a victim. For the last 10, 15 years, he's been getting payoffs. Kim was touching him pictures. She was still seeing him. She was keeping him on the loop. He thought he had a good thing going. He thought he had a good thing going. He still had access to Kim, still got pictures when he wanted, according to Ray J. He was showing them on his phone or saying like he had them, right? Now, this could have been lies because it is Ray J, right? And the Kardashians needed something, and they needed views for their show to be boosted up. And it was only, honestly, when that Ray J stuff happened that everybody started watching the show because they wanted to see Kanye get the laptop. I remember Kanye looking all like, oh, here, boo, I got it, and handing Kim that laptop, and Kim breaking down in tears. And the whole time, Kanye had no idea it was set up. Remember, after that, Kanye went on a rant that it was all set up. That said, Mike, let me jump in the comments and see what you're saying. That said, I really honestly do feel like Ray J should be worried because this is an Alex Sparrow special and he should 100% be worried. Alex Sparrow don't stop. He don't know how to stop. Yeah. But I do think that what Ray J did by going live is I think that he was basically threatening the Kardashians, not threatening them, but legally threatening them that if they continue in this matter and try to sue him for defamation, that he's going to expose all their secrets and all that stuff is going to come out in court. It'll be interesting if they pursue it to court to see what happens, because I think Ray J does know a lot of their business. And here's the thing. Let me just say this before I get to your comments, Mike, right? Will, sorry. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. I'm falling apart here. Let me hurry up. I'm about to have a Wednesday marathon. 1 second. Sorry. Every time. Anyway, why I keep thinking your name is Mike Will made it. Will, right? But the thing is, every single time that the Kardashians need something from Ray J, they do it. And here's the thing. I get it, the fact that maybe Ray J did defamation. Maybe they just want to bleed Ray J and teach a lesson. Maybe they want to send a warning to everybody else. I think it's weird that you're suing Ray J for defamation about the Diddy stuff because no one was taking Ray J seriously and nobody was talking about that. So why are you suing Ray J? I do also know, Will, that Ray J is going. I think he's playing with fire with Alex Sparrow. Let me just say this. However, I think Kim is being a little bit hasty because Kim and all the Kardashians are going out their way to fully integrate themselves in the new money crowd. I mean, not like new money, like the way Young Miami thinks she got money with Diddy. No, I mean like money, like the Jeff Bezos, the Elon Musk, the Rockefellers, the elite, the elite Indian money, European money, America. They are going out their way to wash themselves of their reality TV roots, but more importantly, of Kim's tapes roots. Because I think all the other girls, Kim and Kylie, Kylie and Kendall can 100% make the jump. One's a model, one's a social media it girl. Neither of them got a tape. Chloe could too, but you know Chloe's dumb. Tristan, forever. Enough said. Put the words together any way you want, right? Courtney don't care. She's already a multimillionaire. She said, how much money do I need, for God's sakes? I'm cool, my man, right? So she's like, she don't care. But when it comes to Kim, right? When it comes to Kim wants to really, really get into those money circles. So what is the problem? She's trying to wash away her past, but Ray J knows all of her business, all of the business from the West Coast rappers where, they was torn, they was sworn, they was doing that. All the business about all the things. Basically, I'm not saying that he could ruin her, but I am saying that I feel like he could release enough information about her over and over and over, and he could leak it to people that basically when she's around money crowds, nobody's going to want to be around her. So I am, well, what you think? Let me jump in a thing. I am just a little bit curious though as to why they're suing for defamation now, unless this is for another season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. Hey, Love Alert. Thank you so much. You said nice to see you on the live. Yes, I'm going to start doing lives more often and I'm going to get back into work mode. Oh my God. Will Wallace, thank you for sending 20 memberships. I appreciate you. All right. Well, let me jump in the comments. Do you have any comments for this? Because what is going on? Listen, I don't know. I just honestly really think, yeah, yeah, exactly. Listen, exactly. Ray J was telling some truths, but Ray J knows all their business. So if you want him to shut up, I don't know if this is the right thing. I honestly don't know. I'm interested to see the way they plays out, right? Will Wallace said, cut it out, Ray J. Listen, I honestly do think that when it comes to all that mess with that, I feel like Kim's trying to be taken seriously right now. And I really do think that Ray J could blow that up. But again, hold on, let me see. Because I feel like another season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians coming on. This actually might be their stuff. Hold on. Is there another season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians coming on? Kardashians Hulu. When's the next season scheduled to start? I swear to God, if they tell us it's scheduled to start in a month. Hold on, let's see. Y'all, Mike, we've all been made a fool of. You guys, the new season, and you know I'm going to watch it. The new season of Kardashian's Hulu will be October 23rd, 2025. Okay, so Alex Sparrow is helping Kim and them sue Ray J. You guys, this is season 2 when Kanye got the laptop all over again. This is season 2 of when Kanye got the laptop all over again. This is publicity. Let's see if this lawsuit ever makes it to court. This is publicity. The new season is starting up in less than 2 weeks, and now they suing Ray J, and there's going to be all these articles back and forth from Ray J saying the same thing that he was saying from season 2, and that's when they had the highest ratings. Kim and them think we're dumb. They think we're dumb. This is promo. This is promo. Salima, thank you so much. You guys hit the like button. This is nothing but promo. This is promo. This is promo. It's promo. It's promo. This is promo. This is promo. This is promo. I don't care what anybody says. This is promo. This is all for their livelihood. And that's when Kardashian's Hulu had the biggest ratings it ever did. And now we see what's going on. This is promo. Yes, Anthony, I will be reviewing the thing. I will be reviewing. This is promo. Well, this is promo. This is promo. Ray J is not a pawn. At this point, he is a willing partner. Ray J is a troublemaker. This is promo. This is promo. Listen, you guys. Listen. Last thing, really quick, because we have to talk about this before we go. You know what? Actually, we'll talk about that on the next live tomorrow. We're going to talk about Taylor Swift, and we are going to talk about Cardi and Offset. Offset is still back to... Cardi did an interview with On Purpose with Jay Shetty. That is the People magazine of interviews. And now Offset got to do an interview talking about he's introspective. Man, Offset, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Anyway, guys, listen, I have to go watch the end of Wednesday on Netflix. I know I'm late, but got to go to the watch party. I'll be live tomorrow earlier. I'm going to get a set time. Probably not. I'm just talking. I'm trying to motivate myself. I'm speaking into existence, but I am going to do my best to try to go live most days of the week. And also, if you guys are watching this on playback, can you let me know in the comments? Do you like when we talk about a bunch of things at once, or do you like it when actually, hold on. I'm going to do a poll. Don't go anywhere. I have a poll if you're watching. Hold on. Don't go anywhere. I have a poll. Hold on. I have a poll. Let's see. Dark code. Yes, hold on. I just want to do a poll really quick. Do you like multiple topic lives? Okay. I started the poll, but if you don't want to do the poll, do you put a 1 in the comment if you like it when I talk about a bunch of stuff in the lives, multiple topic, or put a 2 if you like it if I just stick to one topic in the lives and really just delve in and clown and crack jokes. Put a 1 if you like talking about multiple topics, or put 2 if you like just single topics. Do you guys like multiple topic lives? Well, Wallace said multiple for sure. Okay, we can do that. Let's see. Do you like? Okay, so Will says 1. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, so you guys like multiple. You know, I'm going to start doing multiple lives then. Don't worry, I'm going to get back to doing single pre-tape videos for those that don't like lives. But yeah, okay, we're going to do multiple. We will. Okay, oh wow, you guys really like multiple. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. So all this time I've been boring y'all with single lives. All this time y'all been like, boo, nobody likes single lives. Oh, well, you know what? That's why I like talking to y'all. Because I thought y'all liked the single ones. Okay, we can start having multiple. Here's what we're going to do as we go into winter. If you're watching this, we're speaking into existence. We're going to do single topic videos. If it's a big topic, like, if Diddy gets extorted and beat up in jail his first day, it's going to be a single live. I would never want that to happen to him. But if it happens, right? Who am I? It's God's will. Like, what did Diddy say in court? God makes no mistakes. And as soon as he got the ruling, he was like, oh no, but this one's a mistake, right? People say God makes no mistakes when they get what they want, but in their worst times, they're like, oh no. This is the devil talking. God doesn't want this. God wants me free on the street. Anyway, you guys. Okay, so we're going to do both, right? God makes thank you so much, Kate Pill. Diddy, God makes no mistakes except for this. But whatever happens to him in jail, God makes no mistakes. Anyway, you guys, listen. Listen, I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're going to do another multi-topic live. I'm going to do single video standalone, and we'll do multi-topic lives, and it'll be really, really fun. And I think with the multi-topic lives, I'm going to start reading like the comments and interacting. Again, I'm speaking this into existence, okay? Okay, and Kate Cut Productions said some singles too and big stories. All right, I got y'all. Hey, Valentine TV, what's up? All right, I want to say a special thank you. I want to send a special thank you to Trishawn, to Will, and to Love Alert. Thank you so much for the super chats. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.